This is the first of 7 short introductory modules to our workshop on innovation and entrepreneurship for leaders and managers. In this module, we look at corporate culture. How would you describe your corporate culture? Take a moment before moving on to the next slide to write down a few words describing your culture in your organization. You might use adjectives such as happy, friendly, supportive, or at the other end of the scale, maybe toxic, suffocating, even fearsome. Here are 2 definitions of culture: the ideas, customs and social behaviours of a particular group. Alternatively, the shared values, beliefs and behaviours of an organisation or community. Let's see if we can represent these graphically and how it relates to innovation, and then try to identify the core requirements of an innovation culture. This particular illustration was created by the Brightline Project Management Institute. As you can see, it's not immediately intuitive, as it's quite difficult to depict culture graphically. It does, however, highlight the problem of balancing the discipline required to run a business with the freewheeling openness required for innovation to flourish. We discussed this in more detail in the workshop. At MBA Global, we've created another way of looking at culture, which we call the Culture Nexus. This is a combination of many smaller nexuses, but with leadership competence at the core. This is something we explore in much more detail in the workshop. Leadership defines the strategy and goals and how they are communicated. The systems and methods of doing business and the values and behaviours are also set by leadership. So are employees encouraged to develop and grow, and is the general atmosphere and mood a happy one? Consider the business where leaders routinely turn up late for meetings, take shortcuts on health and safety, communicate dishonestly and don't follow procedures, often humiliate employees in front of their peers, don't encourage personal growth from employees, and create a bad atmosphere by denigrating everything and everyone. Who would want to work in such an environment? And is such a business likely to be innovative or profitable? Competent leadership is the single biggest factor in setting a culture that inspires innovation and supports entrepreneurial activities. What are the core requirements then for an innovation culture? Here's what we explore in the workshop: inspiring and competent leadership, a general atmosphere that encourages employee growth, the nurturing of discovery skills in your entrepreneurs, and a continuous innovation strategy. And finally, we look at how to audit your corporate culture using a 360-degree approach. This ideally comprises a series of questions with answers to be filled out on a Likert scale, typically offering a spectrum of answers on a scale of 1 to 10. This should be anonymous and preferably carried out by an external body so that people feel free and not threatened by what they might have to say. It should be an honest audit that identifies both the competence and incompetence of various staff. Senior management should then be prepared to act on its results and not ignore sources of toxicity within the organisation.